What's up, Buttercup? I'm Pam Barnes, marketing expert.
And I'm Hannah Cox, business strategist.
And this is the Go Getter Gals podcast,
where everyday gals grow together and you'll find resources to help you grow personally and professionally.
Today, we're going to be focusing on a business growth topic. I'm going to teach you about where to start when it comes to new business and branding. My name is Pam Barnes, and I'm the founder of Go Getter Gals. I've been in business for 7 years, and my background is in marketing. I have done every facet when it comes to marketing, and branding is definitely where you need to start. It's the biggest bang for your buck. And I'm going to talk about branding. If you are not a business owner, I really challenge you to listen to this, because your personal brand, who you are and how you show up in the world, who you connect with, all of that makes you who you are every single day. This is important. I'm not going to talk just about business. And let's just dive right into it. I'm so excited. Okay, first off, starting a business can be exciting, but it's also confusing, especially when it comes to branding. Like, what is a brand? What do you think a brand is? Well, think of Nike. Think of Coach. Think of Vera Wang. Here's another one, Buc-ee's. Who doesn't love a flippin' Buc-ee's, right? Like, Buc-ee's is such a crazy brand. I love Buc-ee's. But think about what makes a brand. It's your mission. It's your core values. It's what makes you different. I mean, Buc-ee's, right? There isn't anything else like there out there like that. Like, why in the world would they build these massive gas stations out in the middle of nowhere? And then how in the world are they successful? You know what I mean? Like, it's like, wait a minute, this model doesn't work, but it works for Buc-ee's. And this is kind of how we're going to get into all of this. Like, what you do that makes you unique is you. And not everybody's going to get it until they get it. And how they get it is how you represent yourself, how you dress. I wear this outfit all the time because purple, pink, and blue jeans and white are the Go Getter Gals colors. It is the uniform that I wear. Plus, it's kind of fun and it pulls attention. And then Hannah wears purple, because purple is another one of our colors. Pink and purple and blue are our main colors. But basically what that does is it shows, hey, who are they? And then it's business casual. Okay. Well, we're go-getters. We are not in our pajamas. That's not what we do. Now, of course, we do relax in our pajamas, and we definitely have movie nights where we are not doing anything but eating popcorn and wearing the same clothes we wore yesterday. But we're not even trying, and half of us don't have our faces on. But when we're out in public and we're being our kick butt selves, we hold ourselves to a standard. You know what I mean? So most people think that brand is a logo and colors, but it is so much more than that. It starts with a mission, with a core value. What makes you different? And we're going to get into how to do all of this, right? When I first started my business, I thought that I had to fit in a box. And even when I started growing myself, I thought that I had to fit in a box. I literally tattooed it on my arm, be the change in the world that you need. And I became a very nice person. And we all know what happens when you're nice. You get ran over a lot. Your boundaries are not there. And I kept hearing people say, Pam, you're so nice. Pam, you're so nice. Pam, you're so nice. And I just ate it up because I had no confidence before that. And I had no idea who I was. So again, we're going to go into and help you figure out who that is. Who are you? What is your business? So today we're going to break down, again, why branding is so important. I've explained that to you. What you should think about before logos and colors. Logos, websites, colors, all that stuff. Which is your mission, your core values, how you're going to present yourself, build your confidence. Like, all of that needs to be figured out before you ever do any of the other stuff. And then how to start branding your business or yourself. And here's the last one. This is the cherry on the top. And this is not going to be a long class. I'm going to shorten this. What makes you different? For me, one of the things that I do is I love calling people beautiful. Like, that's my thing. When I meet people, hey, beautiful, how are you? Hey, beautiful, how are you? Like, that's part of my brand. That's what makes me different. Another one is I don't see competition hardly at all anywhere I go, unless I'm intimidated and I'm doing something that really stretches me. Most of the time, it's like I look at everyone as a friend. I look at everyone as somebody that I just want to connect with and get to know. Here's the big thing. When we think about real popular brands like Coach and Nike and Buc-ee's, and think about some other ones that you buy every day, like Colgate toothpaste is a big brand. You don't have to be big and loud to have a solid brand that people stand behind and trust. A big thing about brand is trust. A big thing about building connections in the community is trust. Another thing I want to talk about is one-liners. My one-liner for Go Getter Gals, not mine. My one-liner for Marketing Navi is navigate you through marketing with confidence. How I do that is through coaching. I do marketing coaching. I teach you how to do it. With Go Getter Gals, we have the mission of growth through connection. One sentence that represents what you do and saying it and living it. I mean, I live it. I do everything I can to be as much of growth through connection as I possibly can be. I do everything I can to navigate people through marketing with confidence. Like, that is my mission. And it's my one-liner. And Nike was just do it. So if you think about it, what you say in 1 second or 2 seconds, right? Maybe 3 seconds, whatever. You can say it in less than 5 seconds and you say it regularly. It helps people get behind you and trust you. They know who you are. They know what you stand for. You know, I was talking to Hannah at a podcast on one of the podcasts, and she said, I believe you when you say growth through connection. I believed you the first day because you showed me growth through connection when I was having a conversation with her. People buy clarity before they buy services. People buy understanding before they just want to hang out with you. They have to know that they can connect with you. They understand who you are and what you stand for. Now, before you start branding and before you start self-defining yourself, branding yourself, because you're branding yourself to go out into the world, especially when you're trying to change or be different, you have to stop hanging out with the people you are hanging out with because they are going to keep trying to put you in the box that they relate with. If you don't want to be that person, you need to move and change. Just telling you. Same thing with branding your business. If people are not relating to what you have and they're trying to put you in another box due to whatever atmosphere you're around, you may need to move your business. It's a hard pill to swallow, but you cannot allow people to put you in a box because if you don't define who you are, someone else is going to define you. That's just the way it goes. So we went over how to understand your brand and understand you a little better. Now, who do you actually want to work with? This is another part of your brand because think about Walmart and Publix. Walmart is everyday people and the cheapest amount, you get the most amount of product for the least amount of money. Publix is the experience. You always have somebody checking you out most of the time. You don't really have to check yourself out and you don't have to wait in line forever. And there's there's higher quality product there and more variety at Publix, especially when it comes to the produce and stuff. They're focusing on the experience, not the price. And we can all agree Publix has higher prices. right? But they both are successful businesses. So who do you want to hang out with? What circles do you want to put yourself in? What businesses do you want to surround yourself with and collaborate with and connect with? How are you going to show up? I'm always in heels. I am hardly ever in anything else but heels. My daughter had to get fancy heels for her birthday. She's 10 because mommy is always in heels and she thinks it's mandatory. But that's me. I tell people tell me all the time, Pam, you're just fancy. And I'm not even wearing my face. I've got makeup on, my hair's up, and I'm wearing a nice outfit. But I need that for me. That is part of what makes me me. If I feel good, I feel better and I'm more confident. What problem do you solve best? We're going to kind of go into a little bit of what makes you different. What's the problem that you solve? You really got to focus in on this one and focus in on the pain points of the people that are around you. Like for me, this is for people just in general. Let's take business completely out of it for a second. In 2019, I was figuring out who I was. I didn't have a place I felt like I belonged other than my immediate family. And I was born and raised in this town. And I never felt like I fit. I moved back into the home that I was raised in. And I'm wondering if that psychologically put me back in that place. I'm not sure. But I had to figure out a way out. And I didn't know how to get out. So I started surrounding myself with people and other influences to help me find other ways. And I thought the way to fix myself was to be that for others. The way that I felt that I could find a place that I belonged was by being a place for other people to belong. Be the change in the world that you need. Be the safe place for other people that need it. Because I needed that. That was the problem I solved personally. And I made a lot of friends where I solved their problems because I was becoming that because that's what I needed. And then whenever I grew out of that and I didn't need that and I could grow on it myself, there was conflict. Well, not really conflict, but there was separation because I was becoming a different person. And that's where rebranding comes in, right? Because we change and we grow and we stretch and all that fun stuff. But what problem do you solve in your business? For me, I coach people. I teach people. I will literally be on the phone with you for 3 hours if you ask me to, and we will break it down so you understand how it all works. There's a lot of marketers that don't do that. They just want to do the work. I would rather teach you how to do it so I don't have to do the work. But that's what makes me different. You know what I mean? So think about stuff like that. What do people really come to you for? I had a lot of people coming to me for advice. People come to Go Getter Gals to grow. Do you know why they come to Go Getter Gals to grow? Because it's growth through connection is our mission. They know what they're coming to do. They know what they're going to experience, growth. So why are people coming to you? If you're not really sure what your brand is, start figuring out what they come to you for. What are they asking you? How are they coming to you is another one. Are they coming in desperation? Are they coming in excitement? Do you fuel them and pump them up? Do they come for advice? Think about stuff like that because that's already what you're building on your brand. Hey gals, if you love what you're hearing and you want to get more involved, because trust me, I love Go Getter Gals. I'm obsessed with it. If you love this podcast as much as we do, all you have to do is go on our Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube, and we're under Go-Getter Gals. We are going to have all of our episodes on the podcast link on our website at go-gettergals.com. Thank you for allowing me to interrupt for just a second. We look forward to continuing to help you grow. Without further ado, here's the Go Getter Gals podcast. What's your values? What's important to you? Why are you doing what you're doing? I know we've heard this question before, like, what's your why? But that's really important when it comes to your brand. I started my business in marketing for freedom of education when it came to the ability to learn anything I wanted to about marketing and not have to do a curriculum. That's why I went into marketing, because I wanted to figure it out without having a roof over my head, like a block where I had to skip these blocks. I had walls that I ran into all the time. It was called SEO, search engine optimization, and me and them were not friends. That wall, me and that wall were not friends. I'm just telling you. For a solid 2 years, I beat my head against that wall. But I made that choice for myself. And now I teach people because I'm providing the same education that I craved. And that's why Go Getter Gals was created. Grow through connection became my value when I moved to a new area, Dothan, Alabama, in 2023, January 2023. I didn't even know it was grow through connection at that point. I just needed to connect and I needed to grow. And so I started helping people connect and helping people grow. And then Go Getter Gals came to light with some amazing women in the community that just jumped behind it. I have one gal that's been there since like the second meeting, and she hasn't left me, and she's not going anywhere, she says. We've actually become very good friends. But that was the core value, grow through connection. What do you not want to be known for? How you answer this is unfortunately by trial and error in a lot of ways. I really do believe that we are put on this planet to find ourselves. It's a journey of discovery of who you are. And then in business, it's the exact same thing. It's the journey of discovery of who your business is. You don't need to appeal to everyone. And I know you've heard this before, honey. I have heard it too. I have heard it over and over and over and over and over again. But you're not for everyone. And sometimes people don't want to talk to you and you did nothing wrong. And they did nothing wrong. And that part kind of sucks because you're like, oh, I want to be friends with you so bad. I want to help you grow so bad. And sometimes they just don't relate to you, and that's okay. With a solid brand, those that do relate to you are going to follow you a lot further, a lot longer, and they're going to be a lot more loyal than people that you just appeal to like that. I talk common mistakes when it comes to branding. I'm just going to hint on this a little bit. Don't try to allow people to put you in a box. I said that before. Don't put yourself in a box because you think that's what people need. That's why I'm really talking about this today. Don't define yourself as something and tattoo it on your body, which I love be the change in the world. And that's still very true to my heart. But don't do that until you really know who you are. Trends over alignment. Trends will get you a ton of followers and a ton of leads like that. But are they really bought into you, or are they bought into what you're doing? Or are they bought in to what is popular right now? You can make quite a bit of money doing that, but then you're going to have to restart and reset because it's going to go away. It's not going to be popular anymore. So I'd be very careful about this and stop trying to be fancy. I just dress fancy. Don't try to be fancy if you're not fancy. I've got a friend of mine. She's like, I don't want to get ready and dress the way that you do. And I'm like, don't. If that's not you, don't do it. Because then people aren't going to be able to relate to you because you dress like that once a month. Don't do that. Do what fits for you. Show up in the world as your true and authentic self and don't apologize for it. All right. So we went through all of that. Now, here's the step-by-step. You ready? This is the challenge today. You are being challenged to grow your business and grow your self-influence, your self-definition by these steps. Get clear on your message. Who are you? What do you stand for? What are your core values? What makes you different? What do you do? What do you do for the people that are in your circle? What do you do for the clients in your business? What do you do for your team? If you can line all of that in one mission, you're golden. Who do you help? You ain't for everybody. And I just threw that ain't in there for Southern. I'm from the backwoods of Lynchburg, Tennessee. We like Jack Daniels, and we don't do a lot of English very well. Anyways, our grammar is not the best, okay? Who do you help? Who are they? And why does it matter? 2, define your difference. Your personality, your approach, your story, your standards. Oh, standards. That's a boundary. For me, if people want to collaborate and work with me, I meet with them and I literally tell them what my standard is. And that's outside of Go Getter Gals. That's outside of Marketing Navi. I've got a couple people that are like, hey, could you look at this or look at that? And I'm like, okay. But my standard is grow through connection. I want to grow with you. If I'm growing, you're growing. If you're growing, I'm growing. We're going to challenge each other. We're going to push each other in a positive way. That is my standard. 3, choose visuals that support this message. I chose pink and purple because it's girls. Now, not all girls like pink and purple. My daughter's favorite color is blue, but we can pretty much guess pink and purple is a girl color. Most everybody that look at pink and purple will see that it's a girl color. So it relates to girls or gals. So choose those. Colors should reflect emotion. I wear the pink because I like being bold. I lead from the front. Pink is a bold color. Hannah, she leads from the back. She's wearing purple. It suits us so well. When we get out in the community, it's like, oh, this is us, 100%. So work on looking into that. What colors make you happy? What colors do you feel more confident in? I know it sounds so corny, guys, but it works. Trust me, it works. Consistency, once you get all of that, consistency matters. 4, show up consistently. Online presence. You got to be posting at least 2 times a week. You got to show up to these friendship groups more than once a month. You need to reach out and message, hey, how's it going? Miss your face. Love you. What you up to? My dog just chewed up my couch. Whatever you got to do to connect. For business owners, start handing out flyers, business cards, go see businesses, especially if you are a new business and nobody knows who you are, you got to do a lot of foot traffic. You're not going to like me by saying that. I know that. I hated it. I moved to an area that nobody knew who I was, and I shoved myself in every single room I possibly could, and I walked into almost every business I possibly could find. And I shook their hand, told them who I was, what I stood for, talked about Go Getter Gals and Marketing Navi. The best way to develop a solid brand that fits for you is do what makes you confident. Focus on you and building your confidence. Once you do that, it's not going to matter what you're selling or how you're selling it. Because you know who you are, you know what you stand for, you know what value you bring, and that's important. You know what value you bring. Ladies, confidence. You build that confidence, the other stuff is going to come so much easier. You deserve to have the confidence and the courage to put yourself in the rooms that you want to be in. You deserve to have the confidence and the courage to talk to the people that you want to talk to. You deserve to have the confidence and the courage to build that business or follow that calling that's speaking in your heart. Listen to the heart. Listen to the song your heart sings is what Les Brown says all the time. And when I heard that when I was 30 years old, I cried because I'm like, my heart is telling me to connect and I'm scared. My heart is telling me I'm able to do great things and I don't believe I'm good enough. So you've got to build that confidence, beautifuls. You have to. And hopefully this podcast is going to help you do that. It's going to help you see and hear other people's stories and realize that you have it within you, and we're just going to help you, what is it called? Shape it, grow into it kind of thing. So anyways, we're going to leave it here because it's been a little longer than I expected. I hope you enjoyed it. Until next time, we'll see you soon.
Hey gals, thank you for listening to the Go Getter Gal podcast. All of the information for this episode can be found in the show notes. Make sure that you go and like and follow us on Facebook and Instagram, as well as subscribe to us on YouTube. And to find the latest episodes of the Go Getter Gal podcast, you can visit our website at go-gettergals.com. See you next time.